we can go ahead and talk about Stephen walking through the crafting. I have definitely not ever really been a big fan of majority of MMO's crafting system.
Okay.
But the only time I ever actually did crafting was in BDO, and that was to get my frigate. And that was a pain all on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Playing Final Fantasy, I hated every minute of crafting. My friend Nihili had to be the one to kind of pressure me into getting it done. But watching him go through and making the sword actually kind of made me excited about the crafting system. It doesn't just seem very blasé.
Mm-hmm.
So we can go ahead and talk about that.
Okay. Ooh. So, there's a lot to the crafting actually that they showed, and I'm very excited. First off, it was kind of cool to hear that each artisan class was going to have its almost own storyline with it, with the certificate or the certification quest being related to it.
Mm-hmm.
And also I noticed that they're doing the outfits for the artisan classes to help with speeding up stuff, and I thought that was really cool too.
I like how they have the armor underneath, or the outfit for gathering and crafting go underneath the armor, and that you can kind of go back and forth, whatever you want to see be seen.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of MMOs, it's like you're either in, your PvP, PvE gear, or you're in your crafting gear. You can't wear both at the same time.
Right.
So that's pretty interesting. I enjoyed seeing that. Especially I love and watching the stream when the question got asked if recipes are going to be shared per character or per account. I was so happy he said per character.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way because... Oh, go ahead. You first. I've been talking a little bit.
Yeah, good. So you actually prefer to hunt down all the different recipes and everything on a per character basis?
I'm definitely I'm gonna make one character and that's gonna be my character. I understand, people enjoy their alts and everything. That's great. That's fine. But I definitely am. I get focused on one thing and that's it. So I'm definitely gonna have to be very picky about what she goes to mastercraft in or what have you. So, but hunting down the recipes, it's just gonna be a one and done for me.
Yeah. Ashes and Air says I'm good on per character. Makes little sense to have the two of the same crafters on the same account anyway. What are your thoughts, Vertec?
I like the convenience when it comes to having some alts. I would be kind of torn when it comes to Ashes specifically, because there are like the rare recipes and such, and the legendary recipes that you're going to get, and it's going to be some of the strongest gear. So I think Ashes might be the one time where I would say that maybe recipes per character would be the better way to go. But most of the time I usually like it to be like per account, because most games that once you level 2 characters, because any reason whatsoever, it's kind of a bear to level a 3rd and then 4th, and I usually end up making like 6 characters because I like to try all the things, and I like to be able to be anything the guild needs for like a run, or if friends just want to run around and party and I'm always a tank, then if they already have 2 tanks, they already have to get rid of 1. Like, why would I want to go along with a party like that? I'll just stay here, guys. You guys go have fun. Or I could just jump on my healer or my hunter or my whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Because I definitely do that in Final Fantasy when, the Gilded House, when we jump over there and we're running around and causing chaos. I definitely switch from like, okay, I'm normally DPS, but I'll go with whatever the party needs. So I get that.
Yeah. Well, I also like what Vamora said, because for me personally, I'm not bothered by recipes being per character. But also, they did mention that some recipes were going to have a limited amount of uses before they disappear. And I can't imagine that being tied to some of the more rare recipes, like Vamora says. And I think that adds a lot of consideration when building and selling recipes and things like that. So I'm very excited for that. But for the most part, it seemed like you were going to be able to keep a lot of the recipes over time.
I'm kind of torn between, like, you know, the rare recipes that they have like a charge on them, but at the same time thinking about, like, you know, this economy is going to be very crafter driven. So in a way, it kind of makes sense that it's going to be, you know, the rarer stuff are going to have chargers on it, because then what's stopping somebody from just, you know, flooding the market with, you know, this one item because this rare sword that, you know, Steven got is flooded. Now the economy is going to start to tank when stuff like that is just flooding the market.
Well, in theory, because my thoughts on it are that they're not going to flood the market if people aren't buying them, and if it really is that rare of an item, the price is going to start high, and it's probably got rare materials and all that. So there's going to be like a base value that it has to be.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people who are really going to have that kind of money to spend in a game like Ashes with the way it's set up. And thank you for the sub there, D4 Phoenix. Much appreciated. But
yes, thank you very much.
There's a lot yet to be seen with how this whole system is going to work, to be honest. Just because, you know, you have to go to a Freehold to do the best processing, and you got to go to a node to do the best. And I'm assuming this is after building it up. The mayor has to build it up, I'm assuming, too. You have to go to a node to do the training and whatnot for crafting. So it's kind of split up there. You may or may not get a whole lot of processors because of that system. You never know.
Yeah, I did find it interesting that Steven mentioned the best processing would be in the Freeholds, and in the best crafting would be in the nodes. But there is a point up to, I believe, Journeyman, he said, that you can accomplish across all Artisan classes in the node before you need the Freeholds. And I kind of really liked the fact that you can craft without waiting or in a queue to see what other people are like crafting, because then it just gets bogged down. But when you're in the Freehold, you can see what other people are crafting, and that station is being used and it's busy. And I think that's just kind of nice. It adds a level of just liveliness where it belongs without it being too overwhelming in terms of in the real, like, open node area instead of in the Freehold. I don't know why I almost said the real world, but yeah. In the real world. But the other thing I liked is you can also drop your stuff off to go get crafted and then go out and do stuff. And when you come back, if the guy's still working, it's not done yet. If he's not working, cool, it's done. You can pick it up. I thought that was really neat. Yeah, just a nice little visual cue.
Yeah, the visual cue is really nice. Especially since you don't have to stand there and wait for it to craft, and you can go and do whatever else you need to go get for whatever item you're making, is really going to be great for all crafters.
Yeah.
Indeed.
What is Birdsex
I'm excited
doing?
to see how it pans out. Oh, I was making faces because Sneckers commented about me smirking.
Oh.
So I was just making random faces. Ignore me. Pay no attention to the vertex behind the counter.
If we can get this up on screen, I don't know if this goes over. Oh, congratulations, Vochi, for winning. Vimora says, I originally thought I'd be against anything being locked behind the freeholds, but since crafting technically isn't and processing is sort of gives a need to engage in the node wars to get those freeholds for groups, I sort of like the objective idea behind that.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely gives crafters a sense to go out and do more than just kind of crafting. I mean, everybody has a way to contribute to the node and getting your freehold and what have you. But it's nice to actually have a goal to work towards.
Yeah.
Like once you hit that top tier, okay, well, this is this then. And you
right.
Forward.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the aspects that I'm really torn on, because I really want to wait and see how it goes and how it feels when we're testing it and what they land on with everything. But I almost feel like the freeholds having any kind of locked content like that, and honestly being almost the most limited thing out there, that after a while there's going to be only the rich are going to be getting freeholds, because everyone else is going to be tired of bidding to the moon and back just to get a freehold, and then their node gets sacked and it's gone, and they lost all that money, all of it gone.
Yeah.
So it's going to be curious to see how it pans out.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
It'll be interesting. I mean, all we can do is wait and see how it works.
Yeah. Exactly.
The next thing I want to bring up is those skill trees for artisan classes. Do we like it? Do we not like it?
I like it. I'm
very... Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, you.
I'm very used to MMOs that it's really dependent on your level, whereas to here, they're literally giving you the option of you can either choose that you can harvest more or you can gather more, or what have you. And it lets you build the way you want, said character to be built. It doesn't just like, oh, you're a master and everything. Okay, good job. Here you go.
Yeah.
I'm hoping with all these skill trees for everything that there will be actual choices in there, and not just like where do you want to get to first and then you spend the rest of the points to get everything else. Like if you only have 50 points, just a huge number, to put into a skill tree, there better be like 70 or 80 options, so that you gotta really specialize to get some things, and other stuff you just can't touch if you're even trying to do this other thing at all. Absolute choices.
A couple things from the chat. Vimora says the fact that Gatherer can feel important in this game is going to be the best thing, because they always seem secondary in games. Miss Thumper, also welcome in. Thank you so much for the sub. I saw that. Says, I like that it's all more community based. You need to work together as crafters and gatherers, etc., as you can't master everything. And that actually brings me to the next point that I was going to bring up. I was really excited to find out everybody can be a novice in everything. That was really cool. Then of all 22 professions, you can only be an apprentice in 5. And then you can only be a journeyman in 4. You can only be a master of 3 and only be a grandmaster of 2. And I already have which 2 planned that I would like to be a grandmaster in. But do you guys know what you want to do?
I haven't really thought of it because, as I said before, I've never really been a crafter kind of person. So this will probably be like the first MMO that I'm like, okay, I'm going to go craft this, this, and this. Let's do it. So I'm definitely like thinking about where I'm going, but I'm interested to know where you're planning on going for a master.
Okay.
I am going to see how everything feels. I honestly have no idea whatsoever. For, a few reasons. For one, just because I got to see how crafting really feels. I have a feeling it's going to be really good as far as at least the output, like the end goal of crafting is going to be great because yeah, it's the best gear, right? But how does it feel? Do I feel like I'm wasting my time so long to get something done? Is it really going to be those who are just dedicated to crafting? Those are going to be the crafters, and it's just not cut out to be me because I want to dedicate more time to doing something like having a tavern on a freehold,
Right.
or like going out and exploring the world or what have you. But I don't know, if I had to choose something, it's probably going to be something that's going to be useful for the fact that I have multiple characters in every game. Maybe like a jeweler, since there's like 5 slots the wiki has listed for jewelers. Like 2 accessories,
Yeah.
2 rings, and a necklace. And I mean, you can just make that stuff for all your alts, right? And everybody else too.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing about being able to be at least novice, and you know, the lower tiers for a lot of the crafting things is that you can make a lot of low level gear for your own alts, should you have them, or for your low level friends when they join the game. Which is another reason I have so many alts, because I have friends that join the game and I have to play with them, and very few games let me level down to them with my character that's at max level. So I have to make a new character to run around with him, and once I get him halfway there, I have to finish, right?
Yeah. Some of the things from the chat. Chappie is going to be an animal husbandry person. Sneckers, I think, thinking of doing Grandmaster Animal Husbandry, and another Grandmaster also processing, not sure what yet. Accusing me of being a Grandmaster of Murder. And for my 2, I'm hoping I can do this because I don't know if you can do processing and whatnot, but I want to do herbalism and alchemy. For those of you that know my lore, I am huge into alchemy. I always love doing alchemic things, as well as going out and picking flowers, as they put it. Memoria says, being an Omni crafter in Final Fantasy XIV before they made it quote unquote easy, I can tell you it's a terrible amount of time sink to be everything. So in some ways, having limitations on crafting may also not apply some pressure to folks who feel they have to do it all. So we may see more people doing other things too. Yeah, I see that. I don't think you can, because it's one gathering and one is processing or crafting. So yeah, but if you can, then I think that'd be awesome. That would be my goal. I find a lot of people tend to level gatherers as high as possible just to make easy money. Yeah, that's fair. Also, welcome in. I'm going for Grandmaster Hunter and Armor Smithing. I think those are the best options to make money. Then my second Grandmaster will be weapon crafting, probably. Nice. Yeah, I will say the influences come from Star Wars Galaxy, which was said during the live stream. But also in our Discord during our watch party, there was also a little bit of a feeling of some influence, almost like Final Fantasy related. So yeah, Steven said in Discord that they're going to test it without the gathering, processing, crafting branches restricting your choices. Ooh, that's awesome, Galwood.
That'd be interesting.
GM gathering and processing, yes please, I would love that. Alchemy and cooking might be nice for money making. I honestly want to do alchemy and herbalism, because then I can always like trade herbs for other things that I need, or alchemy for other things that I need, and both are very useful. And then also I can, help myself with the alchemy. So
Right. I mean, if they're gonna make cooking a thing, I need to make a friend, because I'm hoping that
oh my gosh,
is going to affect stats. So
Yes.
If you're gonna be cooking, I'll be your best friend. I promise.
Just saying, we're gonna have a tavern that's dedicated to food. Okay, just saying. Just
Yeah.
flying by. We got
I'll be
you.
there.
Chappie says, I hope Steven takes from Star Wars and lets me create pygmy pets.
Cooking human.
Oh gosh, Sneckers. He emphasized it was subject to change, so Steven may take it away again. Yeah, possibly, but it'd be fun to test at least.